So we're continuing our study of the artist Frank Stella and how he would use shapes in his artwork. So if we think about the shapes that we've been using in relation to him, we've been talking about shapes like triangles, rectangles, squares. We've seen circles that he's used, semicircles, fractions of circles. So all kinds of shapes that you would talk about in math. The ones that you see that look like things from nature would be considered more free-form organic shapes. So what we're going to do is plan out an image utilizing those geometric shapes. So I'm going to start by putting one kind of in the middle of the page here. So let's say I go with a square. So I'm going to draw a square kind of in the middle, and I'm going to make it a decent size. A good rule of thumb, I'm not going to tell you how many inches to make it. You might have a ruler available. Take your hand, put your hand on your shape. If you can't see it at all, it's probably too small. Draw it bigger, okay? I can see my square sticking out from under my hand, so it should be a good size. Now, I didn't tell you guys this before, but what you're gonna do is put 3 more shapes in here that are about the same size. But the problem is, if I look at this square, I can't fit 3 more shapes the same size in there. So I'm gonna have to make it look like part of them is kind of behind the square. So I'm gonna put a second shape in here where I do a triangle sticking out from behind it. If it's a little bit behind the square, then that would give me enough room to fit the triangle. So this goes over here, and then I'm gonna make it sort of disappear like it's going behind the square. Then I'm gonna put another shape in there, looking like it's sticking out from behind the square. So this is called overlap. We know that these shapes are touching, but the square is touching the triangle in such a way that it actually covers it up a little bit. So we know that's called overlap. So I'm gonna have a circle being overlapped by the square. This is gonna be tricky, so I'm gonna show you guys a little trick that I do sometimes when I'm doing stuff like this. So I'm gonna kind of pretend that I'm finishing it, but I'm not really touching with the pencil. So I made sure I pointed it in the right direction. So now I have my 3 geometric shapes ready to go.